Hello, I want to welcome you all to this tutorial. It's a pleasure having you. Okay, so in this video I'll be taking you through how to design product packaging. Okay, so we'll be doing product package design. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going. So the first thing I'll be doing now is to set our document size. So Control N, so that we can set our document. Okay, so let's just name these. I want to design a milk product package, so just say milk. Okay, so the width, this is the width, this is the height. Okay, and it's in pixels. All right, so before I proceed, I would like to tell you that the size I'm using for this design is actually the size of the mockup I want to use. So once I'm done designing this, I'll be applying it to a mockup, okay, so that we can see how it's going to look like. Okay, so if you want to design a product package perhaps for someone, okay, it's the person that is to give you the size you are to set for your design. I hope you get this. The clients or the person you want to design it for, is the person should be the one to give you the the size that you have to set for your design. So peradventure, if the person doesn't know the size for the product package you want to design, the person can ask from the person can ask from the printer, that the people that were printing it out, okay, the people that were doing the printing stuff, okay, to get the size of what you have to design. Okay, but in this case, I want to design this, so and I'll be applying it to a mock-up so that you can see a realistic view of how it's going to be. That is the end result. Okay, and we can present it on screen, for people to see. Okay, so I'm using this. That's why I'm using a precise size. That is the size that will work well with the mockup I want to use, which is this. You can see the width is 784 and the height is 1942. Okay, so this is the size of the mockup I'll be using. I hope you get that. Okay, so once I'm done setting the size of my design, the next thing I'll be doing is to click on create. Okay, create. Oh, this is what we have. So let me just kind of I want to make this fit in properly into the canvas, so I'll click on Control 0. Okay, we have a proper look, right? So the next thing I want to do now is to go over and bring in the image I want to use, the first image I want to use for this. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag and drop it into Photoshop. That's what I'll be doing. So I'll just click on my folder here. I'll come over to my folder where I have my images. So these are the images I have here, right? So I want to bring in this particular one first. I'm just going to left click and drag it and drop it into Photoshop. So I'm going to drag it like so. As you can see, I have the Photoshop icon down here. I have it down here. Okay, so as you can see, I have it down here. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it and drop it into Photoshop and bring it inside like so. You can see what we have. Then I can now resize it by bringing it down. Okay, so that is that about that. So you just have to try to make sure that it fits in properly. Okay, I can try to expand the size, okay, a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna move it. Okay, so once I'm done doing this, I'm gonna click on this, so I have my first image here. Okay, the second thing I want to do now is to I want to design the top part as well. Let me just zoom in, Control and the plus button on your keyboard to zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna just scroll up a little bit. So I'll come over to my pen tool, which is this. The shortcut key is P. You click on the pen tool, and I'm gonna come over here and start drawing what I want, the shape I want here. Okay, so let me start from this. Let me click on this, then I'm going to I'm going to come to this side like so. I'm going to double click and move my cursor. You can see I'll double click and move my cursor to get the shape I want. Okay, so once I'm satisfied with this, I'm going to leave the cursor. I'm going to release the cursor. Then I'll come over here. I don't want it to continue this way, so I'm just going to come over here to, and I'll click on Alt. So you can see this. If I should continue like this, I might not have what I want because it's going to follow this trend. Okay, so I don't want that actually. So Control Z to go back. So I'm going to come over here, bring my pen here. Then I'll hold my Alt key. While holding my Alt key, I'm going to click on it. So I've just deselected that part. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to come over here. Okay, you know what, let's leave it. I think the trend, so in case you want to deselect you don't want the you don't want to follow this particular trend, you can just do that. But I think mine is okay because it's moving towards the direction I want it to be. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it and come over to this side. Okay, I'm gonna double click again and just kind of move it a little bit like so. Okay, I can just kind of okay, then I can come over here, Alt to deselect. Alt, you click on Alt and you click on it. Okay, then I'm gonna come here, click on this, then I'm gonna click on the starting point. Okay, so once I'm done doing that, the next thing I want to do is to change the color of this this shape. It's having a black color, which is not so cool. I want it to have something like this. So I'll come back to my color here. You can see I have my color here. I'm gonna click on that. Then I can come back to the color box here and double click on it. Okay, I can double click like so. I click on it. So to have the color, I can come over here to pick a color like so. If I come over here, you can see I have the eyedropper tool. You can see this, the sign of this the cursor have changed to like a pencil. Okay, I'm gonna come over here, click on the color I want. You can see I have the color here. I'm gonna click on OK. Automatically it's going to apply the color to this particular this shape. Okay, so what I want to do now is, because I'll be making use of this color a lot, okay, I can just come over to and click on this box here. You can see the color box. I'll click on it, the color picker, and I want to copy you can see the color code here. Okay, in case you want to get the color code, this is the color code I'm using. I want to copy it, Control C to copy the code. Okay, so let me go back to the normal mode. So I'll go back to my move tool now, then I'll zoom out. You can see what we have. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I want to do now is to bring in the first image I want to use. Okay, to bring in the first image I want to use. So what I'll do is that I'm just gonna go over to my folder where I have my image. Okay, then the first thing is to bring in my image. I want to bring in this image here. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna left click and drag it into Photoshop, and I'm gonna drop it here. Okay, the next thing is to reposition this. I'm gonna I'll left click and just kind of reposition it. I want to reduce the size. I'm gonna bring it down like so. Okay, so I think it's cool like this. I'll reduce the size a little bit more. Okay, so once I'm done, the next thing is towards. You can just come over here and click on this. See what we have. So the next thing I want to do now is to go to my text tool now. To my text tool, which is this C, is the shortcut key. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna type in I'm gonna type what I want to type here. That is the name of the. So I'm gonna click on it. So let me reduce the size of this. Too big for me. Yes, you can see I'm here. This is this text. This is where the size is. Okay, so I'm just gonna come over. You can see the cursor. You can see how the cursor is. Once I click on this, you can see, so I can reduce the size by moving it towards the left hand side. To reduce the size, to increase the size, I can move it towards the right hand side. You can see. So I want to reduce this. I'm gonna take it towards the left hand side. If you have a precise size you want to use, you have the precise size. Okay, you can just come to this box here and enter the size you want. So I can just say like 50 for example, and I click on enter. You can see it has reduced. But I still want to reduce it further. Okay, I'm just gonna go down like so, down like so. Okay, that's the first. The next thing is I want to change the font of this text. So I can come over to the fonts. You can see here where the cursor is. Click on this arrow here. So the font I want to use, let me use of this Evoke. It's Evoker. So I'm gonna click on this. Then I'll start inputting my text. I'm just gonna type in what I want here. Okay. Okay, as you can see, this color is the text color is white. If I should click here, you can see it's white, so it's not so visible, and I want the text to be visible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my move tool, then double click on it. Now I'll come over here. You can see this is the color here. I'm gonna click on this. Then I'm just gonna choose the color. I want a blue color. I can come over here and pick the color here. You can see, click on this. So I have the color of this. Okay. Then I'm just gonna come over here, click on OK. So you can see what we have now. The next thing is to position this so the way I want it to be. Okay, to align it to the center, I can click on Ctrl A and align it vertically. So you can click on it. You can see it's now aligned. Then Ctrl D to deselect it. Okay, so once I'm done, next thing I want to do now is to bring in a shape. This is a shape here. Right click and I'll make sure it's on it's the ellipse tool I'm clicking on. I want to make a circle. Okay, so after having my shape, the next thing I want to do that is to draw my shape here, my circle. So in order to have a proper shape, if I should left click and drag, so you can get distorted somehow. You can see, in order to have a proper shape, what I'll be doing is that I'm going to be holding my shift key, hold my shift key down, double click and drag it like so to the size I want it to be. Okay, so once I'm okay with the size, I'm going to release it like so. Then I'll go back to my move tool, which is this. I can just move this to the center as well. Ctrl A, then come over here, align it vertically. Okay, once you click on it, Ctrl D to deselect it. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I want to do now is to go back to my text tool once again, or click on T on your keyboard, which is this. So once I click on that, I'm going to type in something here. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to type in there's a problem here. So my text tool, I'm gonna click. Okay, so once I'm on my text, I'm gonna come over here and click. Okay, I want to type in what I want to type here. Okay, so I'm gonna type in 100%. Okay, so once I'm done, I want to change the color, so I'm just gonna highlight it and come here over here, click on this. I want to change the color to white. Okay, then after I change the color to white, I'm gonna check this. After checking that, I'm gonna go back to my move tool so that I can move it. I want to move it on top of this shape. Okay, I can now move it here like so. So I can reduce the size a little bit. Double click on it, come over here, I can reduce the size to like 15. Okay, then let me just kind of move it. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to I'm going to duplicate this 100%. By clicking on Ctrl J to duplicate, then I will drag it down, left click and drag it down. I'll double click on it to edit it. Then I'm gonna write 100% pure. Okay, I can highlight this to increase the size a little bit. I think 17 is okay. Okay, then I can now move this down. I use the arrow key on the arrow key on my keyboard to nudge it to my preferred position. Okay, I can then select the two. Come by, select the two layers. I've selected this already, so I'll click on Control and click on the other one. While holding Control, I'll click on the other one so that I can move the two at a time. You can see what I'm doing. Okay. So once I'm satisfied with what I have, the next thing I want to do now is I want to group these together. So I'll click on the three layers, the pure, click on pure layer. While holding my Control key, I'm going to click on the other two layers, which is the 100% and the ellipse, the shape. Okay, I'll click on Control G to group them. Okay, so having done that, what I want to do next is to come over here. Okay, let me select the three layers together. You can see I want to bring the layers down. Okay, so let me come to this side, this cow. I want to duplicate it. I can click on Ctrl J or hold your Alt key. While holding your Alt key, double click and drag it. That's another way to duplicate. Okay, I'm gonna drag this on top of this. So I want to edit this cow. I want to change the color of this cow. I want to change the color to blue. So what I'll be doing is that I'm going to double click on it. I'll come back to the layer where the layer is actually. This is the layer. I would double click on this icon here. You can see this icon here, this smart object thumbnail. Double click on it. So after double click on it, I'm going to come over. You can see it opens another canvas for us. So I'll come over to the layer here. I hope you get what I'm doing. Let me go back. I double clicked on this thumbnail here. Double click on it. So it opens this. Then I'm going to double click on the layer here. You can see layer, double click on it. So I'll come over to the color overlay. I'll click on the color overlay so that I can change the color. I'll double click on the color box. Now I want something blue. Remember we copied the code of the color we are using, right? This color we are using here, we copied the code. So I'm just going to come over here and paste the code we copied here. Okay, so I like this code here, and I'll click on Ctrl V to copy it. You can see what we have. So we have our blue color. So after doing that, I'll click on OK, then I'll click on OK. The next thing was to come over here and click on cancel, then you click on yes. Okay, you can see now the color has now been changed. Let me select the three layers, the pure, the 100% and the ellipse. Okay, I want to select the three and move the three down a little bit. Okay, so let me click on this on the cow, Ctrl T to adjust the size. I'll adjust the size like so. Okay, then I'll bring this down a little bit like so. I'll make sure it's aligned to the center. I'm gonna click on Ctrl A and click on this vertical sign, vertical alignments. Now it's aligned. Ctrl D to deselect it. Now I'm gonna click on these three layers once again: pure, 100% and shape. Okay, now drag the three layers up like so. So make sure they are in the center. Okay, so I want to drag it up more a little bit. Okay, like so. Now come over here, this text here, I'm going to drag this up a little bit as well. Then this, drag it up a little bit. Okay, I want it to be like that. Okay, so once I'm done, the next thing I'll be doing now is to so as you can see, this color here as well has changed. This one has changed. this is not what we want. Actually, the color we change the color of this cow and it's eventually affected this. Let's just delete this and bring it back once again. Go to my shape, to my folder. I'm going to drag and drop it here once again. Okay, then I'm going to resize it. Okay, and bring it down to this side. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my text now, to my text too. Click on it. Then I'm going to type in. I'll click on this to type in my text. I want to type in milk. Okay, so once I type, you can see we can't see the text because it's on white color. It's on color white. I can highlight it. Okay, then go back to my color. Click on the color box. I'm going to just come over here, or I can paste the color code we copied by clicking on Ctrl V. Okay, or you can come over here to pick this color. Okay, you can see, and click on OK. The next thing I'm going to do is to expand the size. So come over to this top here. You can see, left click and drag towards the right so that we can have a bigger size. Okay, so you reduce it once again. If you want to reduce the size, you left click and drag it towards the left hand side. Okay, like so. But I want to increase it, so I'm moving it towards the right hand side. Okay, $50 is good. Okay, let me click on OK. Now then I'll go back to my move tool. The shortcut key is V. I'll bring this down a little bit and make sure it's in the center. I click on Ctrl A, then vertical align it, then Ctrl D to deselect. Okay, I think I should reduce the size a little bit. I'm going to double click on it and reduce the size to like 45. Okay, then I'm going to resize it. Ctrl A, vertical align, Ctrl D to deselect. Okay, once I'm done, I'm going to click on this. I want to adjust the shape a little bit. I'm going to click on the shape here. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Okay, then this as well up a little bit, this up a little bit, and the shape and this 3 as well. Select the 3 and move them up a little bit. Okay, then I'm gonna click on the milk as well, move it up. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to go back to my text now, my text tool now. Click on T, the shortcut key. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna type in my text. You can see I don't want this big size. I want something very much small. I want to change the font to ethnocentric. Okay, then I'm going to type in as you can see, it's still too big. I'm going to highlight it, come to my size, reduce the size. Okay, then I'm going to change the color. Okay, I think this color is blue. It's cool. Okay, it's okay. I'm just going to drag it up here. Then I can try to resize it a little bit. Double click on it. I want to reduce the size to like 8. Yes, 8 is cool. Okay, so once I'm done, Ctrl A, and I want to align it vertically. Okay, then Ctrl D to deselect it. Okay, so what I want to do next is to bring it down a little bit. Okay, I want to bring this down a little bit as well. I want a breathing space between these two. Okay, so everything has to work properly. So once I'm okay with what I'm doing, I can bring this up a little bit as well. Ctrl A to align to the center, then Ctrl D to deselect. So once I'm done, what I want to do next is to just bring this text over here. I'm gonna duplicate it by clicking on. I'm gonna click on the text, then I'll click on Ctrl J So after I'm done duplicating it, I'm going to drag it down like so. You can see I'll double click on it to highlight it. Now I'm going to change the color to white. Just going to move it towards the right, towards the color white direction. So we have a white color now, right? So I'm going to align this to the center as well. It's now in the center. And I'll do the same thing to this text as well. I'm gonna click on this milk, okay, and I'm going to Ctrl J to duplicate. Then I'm going to drag it down as well, okay. And I'm going to change the color, double click on it to highlight it. I'm going to change the color to white, okay. You can come over here, the color picker, and click on this. You can see we have the color picker, so click on OK. So I want to reduce the size of this a little bit, okay, to like 40. Yes, 40 should be okay. 40 is cool. So once I'm done with that, just going to make sure it's in the center. Ctrl A. Then I'm going to align it vertically. Ctrl D. I'm going to bring it up a little bit with my arrow button to nudge it. So I think I need to bring this up a little bit as well. A little bit as well. Okay. The same thing goes to this. Okay, so once I'm done, what I want to do next is to copy. I'm going to duplicate this as well. The natural, I want to duplicate it. So you can as well duplicate by left clicking on the layer I want to duplicate and drag it to the layer panel here. You can see we have a layer panel here. This panel is another layer, a new way to create a layer rather. If you want to create a new layer, you can click on this. So to duplicate, to have the same layer as this, I'm going to left click and drag it towards on top of this layer and drop it there. Now I have a new version of this layer, of this natural text. So now I can now like left click and drag the duplicated one down, okay. I'm going to double click on it to highlight it. Then I'm going to change the color to white, okay. I'm good to go. I'm gonna check it here. Then I can now move it to my preferred position. I can as well, reduce the size. Double click on it and come over here. Let me just make use of 7. Let me try at 7. Let me see how it is. Okay, click on this. Ctrl A. I want to align it to the center. It's now aligned, okay. Ctrl D to select. Okay, it's cool. So the next thing I want to do now is to go over to my text tool once again. See the shortcut key. I'll be clicking on this, okay. Now I want to change the font to Montserrat, this, and I'm gonna type in 950 millimeter, okay. So next thing to do is to highlight this like so. I'm going to change the size. I want to increase the size to like let's say 15 now with ease. I'm gonna go back to my move tool. I'm gonna drag and drop this here. I want to drag it down like so, okay. I think this needs to go up a little bit more. Then this as well, this as well, this as well. Oops. Okay. Then I want to make sure this is this L is a small letter, but you can see it's in capital letter, and the reason is because I think this text is in caps. I'm going to highlight it and come over to this icon here, click on this so I can change it. You can see it's on capital all caps. Yes, I'm gonna click on it to enable the all caps, okay. Then I can continue with my typing now. It's gonna have proper small letter now, ML. You can see I light a little bit. 15 is cool. 15 is cool. I'm just gonna bring it a little bit towards the side. Okay, so now I will be designing the front and the back of this. Okay, so this is the front, so we are done designing the front of this product. Okay, so the next thing is to design the back. So what I'll be doing now is that I'm going to group everything. Okay, I'm going to group everything, all the okay, let's save it like this. Let's save it. Control Shift S, the shortcut key to save it, or you can come over here, file, then save as. So we're gonna be saving this as JPEG. Okay, I'm gonna click on this here. I'm gonna choose JPEG. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. Save. Then you can see it's just leave everything as this. Then click on OK. So once we are done, the next thing is to design the back. So what I'll be doing is that I'm gonna scroll down, and I'll be leaving just this shape here. You can see I'm gonna toggle it on back, and the other shape, this one. So the rest, let me just kind of group the rest. So to select everything at once, once I select the first layer here, I want to select, or the first layer I want to select, I'm going to come down to the last one I want to select. While holding my shift key, I'll click on it, so everything has been selected. Now I'm going to group this. I'm going to click on Ctrl G to group it, so everything is now in a group. I can now just switch it off like so. You can see, to toggle it off by clicking on the eye icon here to switch it off. So having done that, the next thing I want to do now is to bring in, I want to design the back parts. It's not so there's no much work to do there. I'm just gonna go over and click on Control O. Then I'm gonna go over to where I have my what I want to bring in, which is okay, this nutrition facts. I'm gonna click on it and click on open. That's what I want to bring in. So once I open it, we're gonna bring this into our design. That's what we want to do. Okay, but if I should bring it directly into the design, it's going to distort the design because it's having a background. So we want to cut this nutrition facts out of this background. So to do that is very simple. I'll come over here to my rectangular marquee tool, click on it. I'm just gonna let me zoom out. I'm just gonna come over. You can see okay, you can see where the cursor. I'm gonna left click and drag like so. That's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna left click and drag. So once I have my selection right, I'm gonna leave it. Then I'll go back to my move tool. You can see what I did. I click on this rectangular marquee tool and I kind of left click and drag it to have this shape here. Then to my move tool now, and I'm going to be moving this that's been cut. Okay, I'm going to move it to my design here. I'm going to drop it here like so. The next thing is to resize this. Okay, so before resizing this, I want to kind of set a guide to the height of this, the height I wanted to take. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, the ruler. Okay, I will left click. This is this top part. There's ruler in this top part. If I should left click and drag it, you can see the ruler. So in case yours is not there, you can come over to view. Then there should be ruler somewhere here. Yeah, this is ruler. You can see. So if yours is off, if I should off it now, you can see it's no more there. If I should go back to view and on is back. So we have the ruler there. Okay, so I can bring ruler from the top or from the side. Okay, and take it back once you are done. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna bring the ruler up from the top. I want it to be in a particular I want to do height to I want it to start from let me just look for somewhere very befitting. Let me do that once. Okay, it's cool like this. I think it's cool like this. So the other part is I'm bringing the ruler. I want it to get to like let me see. Okay, I think it's cool like this. So the next thing I want to do now is to resize this to make sure that it's fitting properly in this line, fitting properly. So I'll click on Control. You can see I'm on this layer, this nutrition fat layer. I'll click on Control T, and I'm going to resize it. Okay, let's bring it down. I'll make sure it's on this line, this down line. Then I'm going to drag it till it fits in properly into this. Okay, I think I have my. Okay, I think it's cool like this. And I'm going to click on Control A. I want to make sure it's aligned vertically. I'll click on this. So I have this Control D. So I'm cool. It's cool like this. The next thing I want to do now is to left click and drag this ruler back up. Okay, so the next thing is that I want to bring in a barcode. Okay, for the barcode as well, I think I should give it a space as well, just to make sure everything aligns properly. I'll bring these. Let me bring it okay, like so. It's cool here. Then the next thing is to go over and bring in my barcode. First, let me cancel this. Okay, so I'll go over to I'll click on Control O. I'm bringing my barcode. Let me just bring in something like this. Okay, open. So once it opens another layer, I'm just gonna follow the same process. I'll click on my rectangular marquee tool. Let me just make use of let me use this. I'm gonna left click and drag it, and like so. Okay, so once I'm okay with it, it's my results. I'm gonna release it. I'm going to then drag and drop it over there once again. So I'm gonna drag and drop it. But before doing that, you can see we're not getting it, and the reason is because I'm not on the move tool. So once you are done selecting with the marquee tool, the next thing you're gonna be doing is to make sure you're on the move tool. Now this is the move tool. Go back to the move tool, and you can now move it. As you can see, I'll move it, bring it down here and drop it here. So it's very big. So I'll click on Control T to try to reduce the size. Control T, and I'm going to resize it. Okay, so I want it to fit in to have the same width as this, nutrition facts. Okay, left click and drag it. Okay, left click and drag. Okay, I think it's cool like so. I can now bring it down and make sure it's towards this line. Okay, then Control A to resize it, to make sure, to align it. Then Control D to deselect. Now I'm going to left click and drag this ruler back up. Alright, so we are done designing the back parts of our product package, of our make products package. So once I'm done with the back part as well, the next thing is to save this as well. Okay, shall be saving this now. So what to do now is to click on come back to File, Save As. Then let me just name this Make Product Package Back. Okay, I'll click on this and make sure I choose like JPEG. Okay, then click on Save. Okay, so once I'm done, the next thing to do now is to bring in the mockup we want to use. Okay, to do that, I'm going to click on Control O, then I'll go to where I have my mockup, which is this. Okay, and click on Open. Right, we are almost there. Okay, now we're gonna edit this. Now we're gonna apply our design here. Okay, so you can see what we have here, right? So this mock-up, so where we're gonna place in our objects, I'm gonna click on this. You can see this object here. I'll click on this arrow so that we can have proper view here. All right, so this is where we are. So the first part here, I'm just gonna switch this off to see what this works for actually. Okay, then this, okay, this is the back part. You can see once I switch this off, I click on the eye icon here, you can see it affects the back part. I should click on this, you can see what we have. So this is the back part. So what I'll do now, I want to edit the back first. So I'll come over here, you can see this smart object thumbnail. You can see, double click on it. Then once you double click on it, I'm going to switch this off. Their own back part, I'm going to switch it off. Now go to where I have my image saved. Okay, I think I have it here. This is the back we just designed. Okay, I'm going to left click and drag it into Photoshop and drop it here. You can see it's fitting properly into the size. That's because we set the exact size of this mockup. Okay, I'll click on this. The next thing to do now is to click on cancel. You can see the cancel button here. Click on, you click on yes. All right, so we have our back here. You can see next thing to change the front as well. So to change the front now, I'm going to come over to the front. Let's check out where the front is. Let me switch this off and see. This is the front. Okay, this is the front. So I'm going to double click on the thumbnail, double click on it, and I'm going to switch this off. Then go back to where I have the folder where I have my front design. I'm going to drag it and drop it into here and drop it here. You can see what we have. It's as simple as that. Then click on this. So once we are done, you come over here, click on this cancel and click on yes, and we're gonna have our design. Look at how beautiful this is. Okay, so you can see this color, the color of this cover is not the same thing as this one. Is somehow light. Okay, the color of this cover is somehow light. So to change the color to this one, I'm just gonna come over here. This is the cap color. I should switch this off. You can see it's now white. So what I'm gonna do is that you can see this box here. I'm gonna double click on it to change the color. Remember we have our color, the color code copied earlier. I can paste it here by clicking on Ctrl V. You can as well use the eyedropper tool. You can see this icon. You can click on this to choose to pick a color. You can see. Okay, I think I just look for one that is cool. I think this one is okay. Then you click on okay. You can see what we have. See how beautiful this is. Okay, next thing I want us to change now is we can as well change if you like it like this, you can leave it. You can change the background as well by coming over to the background here. You can see the background layer is down here. You can click on the arrow there to edit it. Then I'm gonna come down. I click on this arrow to switch it up. I click on this to bring it down. I'm gonna click on the arrow. Then I can just move this down. So this is where we can change the background color. You can see I'm gonna double click on this box. Presently it's on white. I can change it to any other color, to blue. For example, I can change it to blue. If I should click on blue, right? If I should click on this now, it's gonna change to blue. It should be this actually. It should be this. This is the light. I want to change the color. Sorry, this is the color. Double click on it. You can see this other box here. The down one. This is the background color. This one is background light. So the background color, I'm going to double click on it and change the color. You can see. I can change it to blue. Any color you want. Okay. It's not applying. Why? Okay, it's now changing, so it's still the same thing. This is the background color, right? Just gonna move the cursor like so. You can see, look at how beautiful this is. Okay, you can as well use a gradient. Okay, you can see this is cool, right? You can click on OK. You can see what we have. Right, this is really beautiful. Really beautiful. You can also use gradients if you like. You can come over to the, you can double click on it. You can see this layer, double click on it. Once you double click on it, you have this gradient layer, gradient overlay. You click on gradient overlay, you can see what we have. Look at how beautiful this is. Isn't this beautiful? Look at what we have. So you can manipulate the gradient as well. Click on this box here and click on this small icon here. You can choose any color. Click on the color box. After clicking on this, you click on the color box here. Just trying to like see different things we can apply. Okay, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah, pink here. Wow, look at how beautiful this is. Look at, and click on this. The other side, double click on it as well, and look at. You can bring it down. Okay, you can move it and manipulate it any way you want. Look at, isn't this beautiful? Look at what we have. So you can just use any color you want for the background. Okay, you can see what we have here. Look at, isn't this beautiful? But I think I want this particular color here. Okay, so you can as well come to the text tool. I can just input my name here. Okay, let me highlight this and I want to change the, let me make use of universal. Okay, I can increase the size by coming over here, left click and drag towards the right. 25. Click on this. Go back to my move tool, Ctrl T, so that I can move it to my preferred position. Okay, look at what we have. And just, isn't this beautiful? All right, so the gradient as well. Let me show you something else. I just want to show you different things. Once you click on the gradient overlay, okay, you can change the angle of the gradient as well. You can change the angle of the gradients. This is the angle over here. You can see what we have. You can change it. You can change the linear. It's on linear. You can change. Click on this box to choose radial. You can see what we have. Look at. You can click on this. You can click on angle. Look at. You can click on reflected. Anyone you feel like. You can click on diamond. Okay, but you can click. I think this radial is also good. So I'll be clicking on linear. Okay, you can change the angle like so. Look at. So anyone you feel like. I'm just gonna increase 90 degree. So once I'm done, okay, so that's about that. All right, so here is our design once again. Let me just show, have a proper view. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.